Your intelligence isn't fixed. It's not locked in some vault, limited by genetics or circumstances. It's a muscle, a skill you can sharpen and strengthen. But here's the hard truth. If you're not intentional about cultivating your mind, you're falling behind. Success, progress, and power demand one thing: action. Today, I'm giving you 7 habits, 7 game-changing habits that will make you smarter, sharper, and unstoppable. This isn't for the passive. This is for those who want to take charge, dominate their field, and build a legacy. Let's begin. Habit number 1, read with purpose. Reading with purpose is not merely an act of opening a book and skimming through words. It is a disciplined, transformative practice that separates those who merely exist from those who thrive. Every page holds the potential to sharpen your mind, reshape your perspective, and ignite your imagination. But make no mistake, this is not passive consumption. It demands intention, focus, and a fierce determination to extract every ounce of value from what you read. Consider this. How many people drift through life, glancing at headlines, devouring shallow content, and letting their minds atrophy in the process? They mistake information for wisdom, confusing the act of reading with the art of learning. But not you. If you are to lead, to innovate, to achieve greatness, you must elevate how you approach reading. It's not about volume. It's about depth. It's about purpose. Let me share a story that illustrates this point vividly. Years ago, there was a young man named Daniel. He worked tirelessly at a job that felt like a dead end. He dreamed of more: success, freedom, fulfillment. But the path to those dreams seemed unclear, and self-doubt weighed him down like an anchor. One evening, on a rare night off, he stumbled into a dusty old bookstore. Wandering the aisles, his fingers brushed against a book that would change his life forever. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. But this wasn't just another book to Daniel. No, this was an opportunity, a lifeline. When he opened the first page, he didn't simply read it, he interrogated it. He questioned the author, debated the ideas, and asked himself how these ancient principles could apply to his modern struggles. With every sentence, Daniel felt his perspective expand. He saw his problems not as barriers, but as challenges to be conquered. By the time he closed the book, he had a plan, a blueprint to take control of his life. Within a year, he had left his dead-end job, launched his own business, and built a life that aligned with his values and ambitions. That's the power of reading with purpose. It's not about memorizing facts or reciting quotes. It's about internalizing lessons and applying them with precision. When you read with purpose, you become an active participant in your own growth. Start by choosing material that aligns with your goals. Are you striving to build resilience? Study philosophy. Are you working to improve your leadership skills? Dive into biographies of the greats. Are you seeking mastery in a specific field? Read the seminal works that define it. Once you've chosen what to read, the process begins. Don't simply glide through the pages. Annotate, highlight, write in the margins. Engage with the text as if it were a conversation. When you encounter a powerful idea, ask yourself, how does this apply to my life? How can I use this to overcome my current challenges? But reading with purpose doesn't end when you close the book. True growth comes from applying what you've learned. Take notes. Create action steps. Share your insights with others, because when you teach, you master. This is how knowledge transforms into power. Some will say, I don't have time to read. Let me challenge that excuse with urgency. If you have time to scroll endlessly on your phone or binge watch another series, you have time to read. The question isn't about time, it's about priorities. What matters more, fleeting entertainment or building a mind capable of conquering the obstacles in your path? Reading with purpose is not optional for those who aspire to greatness. It's a non-negotiable habit that carves a clear path to wisdom, opportunity, and success. When you commit to this habit, you are not just investing in knowledge, you are investing in yourself. Imagine this. It's 5 years from now. You're standing at a crossroads. On one side is the version of you who drifted, who read without purpose, who let time slip through their fingers. On the other side is the version of you who read intentionally, who turned each book into a stepping stone toward mastery. That version of you stands taller, speaks with authority, and commands respect. Not because they were born smarter, but because they chose to act. The question is, which version will you become? Reading with purpose is your call to action. Open the book, take the first step, engage with intention, and then watch as your mind, your confidence, and your opportunities expand beyond anything you thought possible. The power is in your hands. Use it. Habit number 2, solve problems daily. To master the art of problem solving is to master life itself. Problems are not obstacles, they are opportunities waiting for you to rise to the challenge. The difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of greatness often boils down to one skill: the ability to solve problems decisively and effectively. And make no mistake, this is a habit, a relentless, daily discipline that transforms your mind into an unshakable fortress of resilience and creativity. Every day brings with it a cascade of challenges. Some are small and seemingly insignificant, like deciding how to prioritize your tasks or how to navigate a disagreement with a colleague. Others feel monumental: career setbacks, personal betrayals, or financial struggles. But here's the truth. It doesn't matter how big or small the problem is. What matters is how you approach it. Let me share a story. A story of transformation through the sheer power of problem solving. There was a woman named Maya, an entrepreneur on the brink of losing everything. Her business, the dream she had poured her heart and soul into, was collapsing under the weight of mounting debts and a dwindling customer base. The nights were sleepless. The days were filled with anxiety. She was overwhelmed, paralyzed by the enormity of her problems. But then one day, she made a decision that would alter the course of her life. Instead of succumbing to despair, she chose to confront her problems head-on. Maya took out a notebook and wrote down every issue she faced, no matter how intimidating it seemed. The list was daunting, but for the first time in months, she felt a spark of control. She started small, one problem, one solution at a time. She renegotiated payment terms with her suppliers. She revamped her marketing strategy to target a more specific audience. She reached out to mentors, seeking advice and fresh perspectives. Day by day, problem by problem, the tide began to turn. Within a year, Maya's business was not only stable but thriving. What had once been a source of despair had become a story of triumph, all because she embraced the habit of solving problems daily. The lesson here is simple, yet profound. Problems are not your enemies. They are your training grounds. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to sharpen your mind, to prove your resilience, and to grow stronger. Start today. Identify one problem, just one that you've been avoiding. It doesn't have to be monumental. Maybe it's a cluttered workspace that's sapping your productivity. Maybe it's an unresolved conflict with a friend or colleague. Whatever it is, face it. Break it down into manageable steps. Take action. Here's the key. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline, on the other hand, is unyielding. Make problem-solving a daily ritual, a non-negotiable part of your life. Write down your problems, analyze them, brainstorm solutions, and then, most importantly, act. Some days, the solutions will come easily. Other days, the process will be grueling, and progress will feel slow. That's okay. The act of engaging with your problems is what matters. With each problem you solve, you build confidence, momentum, and clarity. You teach yourself that no challenge is insurmountable, no obstacle too great. And here's the beauty of this habit. It compounds. The more problems you solve, the better you become at solving them. Your mind becomes quicker, your perspective sharper, your strategies more effective. Over time, you develop a reputation, not just with others, but with yourself. You become the person who doesn't back down, who doesn't crumble under pressure, who turns adversity into advantage. Now let's address the excuses. I'm too busy. My problems are too complex. I don't know where to start. These are lies. Lies you tell yourself to justify inaction. The truth is, no one is too busy to solve one problem a day. Complexity is a challenge, not a barrier. And as for not knowing where to start anywhere. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Imagine your life a year from now. Imagine the confidence, the freedom, the success that comes from mastering this habit. You'll look back and realize that every breakthrough, every victory, every moment of triumph began with a single decision. The decision to face your problems instead of running from them. So what will it be? Will you continue to let problems pile up, suffocating your potential? Or will you rise, step by step, day by day, and reclaim control over your life? The choice is yours, and let me assure you, the rewards are worth it. Take responsibility, take action, solve problems daily, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. This is not just a habit. It is a way of life, a way of winning. Habit number 3, reflect every night. At the end of every day lies a moment of profound power, a time when the chaos subsides and clarity begins to form. Reflection is not just a pause, it is a recalibration, a sacred ritual of aligning yourself with your goals and values. Yet so many of us squander this opportunity, collapsing into bed without a thought to the lessons the day has offered. To reflect every night is to seize control of your growth, to ensure that no experience, no failure, no victory is ever wasted. Consider the weight of a single day. In just 24 hours, you make hundreds of decisions, face countless challenges, and interact with a web of people. Amid this whirlwind, your choices shape the trajectory of your life. Yet without reflection, you are like a ship at sea without a compass, drifting, uncertain, reactive. Reflection transforms you from a passive participant in your life to an active, deliberate architect of your future. Let me share a story that illustrates the transformative power of nightly reflection. Marcus was a high-powered executive, the kind of person who seemed to have it all: a thriving career, a beautiful home, and a life that, from the outside, looked enviable. But inside, Marcus was crumbling. His relationships were strained, his health was deteriorating, and his once burning passion for his work had dulled into a grind. One evening, after another exhausting day, Marcus stumbled across an old journal he'd kept in college. Flipping through its pages, he was struck by how intentional he had once been, setting goals, tracking progress, celebrating wins, and learning from mistakes. It was a stark contrast to his current state of autopilot. That night, Marcus made a decision that would change his life. He began a nightly practice of reflection. Every evening, no matter how late it was or how tired he felt, Marcus would take 10 minutes to ask himself 3 questions. What went well today? What didn't go well? What can I do better tomorrow? At first, it was uncomfortable. He had to confront truths he'd been avoiding. The way he snapped at his team when under pressure, the moments he prioritized emails over his family, the times he chose convenience over self-care. But as the days turned into weeks, something remarkable happened. Marcus began to see patterns. He identified the triggers that led to his worst behaviors and the habits that fueled his best. He started making changes. Not grand, sweeping overhauls, but small, consistent adjustments. He apologized to his team and implemented stress management techniques. He set boundaries around his work hours to prioritize time with his family. He committed to a morning workout routine that energized him for the day ahead. Within months, Marcus felt like a different person. His relationships deepened, his health improved, and his passion for his work reignited. All because he chose to face his life with intention and accountability through nightly reflection. The lesson here is clear. Reflection is not optional if you want to grow. It is a non-negotiable habit of the successful, the disciplined, the driven. Without it, you are doomed to repeat the same mistakes, miss the same opportunities, and wonder why your life isn't moving in the direction you want. And here's the beauty of reflection. It doesn't require hours of your time or any special tools. A notebook and a pen, a quiet space, and the courage to look inward are all you need. Ask yourself 3 simple questions each night. What did I do well today? Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Recognizing your progress builds confidence and momentum. What could I have done better? Be honest with yourself. This isn't about self-criticism, it's about self-awareness. What will I change tomorrow? Commit to action. Reflection without change is pointless. But don't stop there. Use this time to reconnect with your bigger vision. Are your daily actions aligning with your long-term goals? Are you living according to your values? Nightly reflection is your opportunity to course correct, to ensure that you are not just busy, but productive, not just active, but intentional. Some nights you'll resist. You'll be tired, distracted, or overwhelmed. Do it anyway. The nights when you least feel like reflecting are often the nights when you need it the most. Imagine the person you could become if you reflected every night. Imagine the lessons you would learn, the growth you would experience, the mistakes you would avoid. This habit, simple yet profound, holds the power to transform your life. Reflection is your greatest teacher, your most loyal guide. It is the difference between living a life of reaction and a life of intention. So tonight, before you lay your head on the pillow, take a moment. Look back on your day. Own your victories. Learn from your failures. Plan for tomorrow. And watch as this small, consistent act unlocks a future you once thought impossible. Habit number 4. Surround yourself with intelligence. Your environment is a reflection of your future. The people you choose to spend your time with shape the way you think, act, and perceive the world. If you surround yourself with mediocrity, you risk becoming mediocre. But if you align yourself with intelligence, ambition, and purpose, the potential for greatness becomes inevitable. This habit, surrounding yourself with intelligence, is not just a choice. It is a necessity for anyone who dares to dream of extraordinary success. Think about the power of influence. The ideas, attitudes, and habits of those closest to you seep into your own life, often without you even realizing it. This is why surrounding yourself with intelligence is not merely a strategy. It is a shield against complacency and a catalyst for growth. Every conversation, every challenge, every interaction with intelligent minds elevates you. It forces you to think deeper, work harder, and aim higher. Let me share a story that underscores the transformative power of this habit. Emily was a talented but unfulfilled artist. For years, she worked in isolation, surrounded by friends who meant well, but who neither understood her vision nor challenged her to pursue it. They encouraged her to settle for what was comfortable, to accept mediocrity as the price of stability. Emily was stuck in her craft, stuck in her life. One day, while attending an art exhibit, Emily met a group of individuals who would forever change her trajectory. These were artists, entrepreneurs, and thinkers who lived and breathed excellence. They challenged conventional norms, explored new horizons, and pursued their goals with relentless determination. Inspired, Emily began spending more time with them. At first, it was overwhelming. Their conversations were intellectually demanding, their critiques brutally honest, their ambitions daunting. Emily often felt out of her depth. But instead of retreating, she leaned in. She asked questions. She absorbed their wisdom. She accepted their challenges, no matter how uncomfortable they made her. Within a year, Emily's transformation was undeniable. Her art evolved in ways she never imagined. She learned to embrace criticism as a tool for growth, to take risks that once terrified her, and to see her potential through the lens of those who believed in her. By surrounding herself with intelligence, Emily unlocked a level of creativity and success that had once seemed out of reach. Now, reflect on your own life. Who do you spend your time with? Are they pushing you to be better, or are they pulling you down? This is not an easy question, but it is a necessary one. If you want to elevate your life, you must take responsibility for your circle. This doesn't mean abandoning old friends or relationships, but it does mean curating your environment with intention. Seek out those who inspire you, who challenge your assumptions, who demand excellence, not with words, but through their actions. Surround yourself with individuals who are smarter, more experienced, and more disciplined than you. They will not only elevate your thinking, but also show you what is possible. Here's the truth. Intelligent people won't come to you. You must seek them out. Attend events, join communities, and immerse yourself in environments where excellence thrives. When you find these people, don't be intimidated by their brilliance. Instead, approach them with humility and curiosity. Ask for their guidance. Learn from their journeys. But understand this, being in the presence of intelligence is not enough. You must rise to the occasion. Challenge yourself to contribute value to these relationships. Offer your insights, your skills, your energy. Intelligence thrives in collaboration, and the more you engage, the more you will grow. Surrounding yourself with intelligence is not without its challenges. It will force you to confront your insecurities, to stretch beyond your comfort zone, to face your shortcomings. But it is precisely these challenges that lead to growth. Growth requires discomfort, and discomfort is the price of transformation. Think about the possibilities. Imagine what you could achieve if you were surrounded by people who believed in your potential, who held you accountable, who inspired you to dream bigger and work harder. Imagine the knowledge you could gain, the skills you could develop, the mindset you could cultivate. This is the power of intelligent influence. You cannot afford to remain in an environment that stifles your growth. Your time is too valuable, your potential too great. Make the decision today to seek out intelligence. Choose to be in rooms where you are not the smartest person. Choose to engage with individuals who challenge you to think differently. Choose to create a circle that elevates, not diminishes, your ambition. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Make those 5 count. Surround yourself with intelligence and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The path to greatness is rarely traveled alone, but with the right people by your side, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Habit number 5, pursue curiosity relentlessly. Curiosity is the spark that ignites all progress, the unrelenting force that drives discovery, innovation, and mastery. Without curiosity, life stagnates, creativity withers, and growth becomes impossible. But to pursue curiosity relentlessly is to commit to a life of endless exploration, a journey that demands courage, action, and the resolve to challenge what you know. This habit isn't optional. It's a mandate for anyone determined to rise above mediocrity. The world is full of answers waiting to be uncovered, opportunities hiding in plain sight, and lessons disguised in the everyday. But only those bold enough to ask questions, to step into the unknown, can claim these rewards. Curiosity isn't a fleeting thought. It's a discipline, a mindset, a way of life. Let me tell you about Marcus, a man who embodied this principle with every fiber of his being. Marcus was a scientist, though not in the traditional sense. He wasn't locked away in a lab or confined to textbooks. Instead, he treated the world itself as his laboratory. Every experience, every encounter, every setback was an opportunity to learn. But his life wasn't always this way. In his early years, Marcus lived cautiously, afraid to step outside his comfort zone. He stuck to what he knew, clinging to routines that gave him a false sense of security. But deep down, he felt an ache, a gnawing dissatisfaction that whispered of a life unlived. He realized that his fear of failure, his fear of the unknown, was holding him back. One evening, as he sat alone with his thoughts, Marcus made a vow. He would stop running, from curiosity. He would embrace it, chase it, and let it lead him to places he had never imagined. His first challenge came the next morning when he noticed a neighbor working on a strange contraption in their garage. Marcus felt an urge to ask what it was, but self-doubt crept in. What if he sounded foolish? What if he wasn't welcome? Then he remembered his vow. He walked over, introduced himself, and asked. What followed was a 2-hour conversation about renewable energy and innovative technology. Not only did Marcus learn something new, but the interaction sparked an idea that would later become a project he was deeply passionate about. That small moment of curiosity opened a door to a world he hadn't even known existed. Pursuing curiosity relentlessly means silencing the voice that says, "Stay in your lane." It means being brave enough to ask why and what if. It's about pushing beyond the surface, peeling back layers, and discovering truths that are not immediately apparent. This principle is not just about intellectual curiosity, but also emotional and experiential curiosity. It's about asking yourself hard questions. Why do I react this way? Why do I believe this? What can I learn from this person, this failure, this experience? Think about the possibilities that unfold when you nurture curiosity. When you challenge assumptions, you open doors to innovation. When you seek to understand the perspectives of others, you foster empathy. When you pursue new experiences, you expand your horizons. Curiosity isn't just a tool for learning, it's a force that transforms every facet of your life. The relentless pursuit of curiosity requires discipline. It means reading books that challenge your worldview, engaging in conversations with people who think differently than you, and exploring topics that intimidate you. It means trading comfort for growth, predictability for discovery. The great minds of history were driven by unyielding curiosity. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, whose insatiable quest for knowledge spanned art, science, engineering, and anatomy. Or Marie Curie, whose curiosity drove her to uncover the mysteries of radiation, transforming science forever. These individuals didn't wait for answers to come to them. They chased them down no matter the cost. What about you? When was the last time you asked a question that made you uncomfortable? When was the last time you explored something outside your expertise? When was the last time you took a risk to learn something new? Understand this. Curiosity is not a passive quality. It demands action. It demands you step into the unknown with the confidence that, no matter the outcome, you will emerge wiser, stronger, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. Imagine the life you could lead if you committed to this habit. Imagine waking up every day with a hunger to learn, to grow, to explore. Imagine the opportunities that would unfold, the connections you would make, the skills you would develop. This is not a dream, it is a choice. The world is vast, rich with knowledge and experience, but it will not hand its treasures to those who remain passive. You must seek, ask, dig, and discover. You must pursue curiosity relentlessly, not as a fleeting thought, but as a way of life. Let Marcus's story remind you of what's possible. That single act of curiosity led to a cascade of discoveries, relationships, and achievements. It transformed him from a man who feared the unknown into a man who thrived on it. Your journey begins the moment you choose to follow curiosity wherever it leads. Make that choice today. Ask the question. Explore the possibility. Let your curiosity take the wheel and guide you toward a life of unparalleled growth, fulfillment, and success. Pursue it relentlessly and watch how your world changes. Habit number 6. Embrace discomfort. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It whispers lies of safety, persuading you to settle for mediocrity while your potential fades into the shadows. If you truly want to grow, to rise above the ordinary, and to achieve the extraordinary, you must make discomfort your ally. Because here's the truth. Every breakthrough, every victory, and every transformation is born on the other side of discomfort. It is the price of greatness, and it is a price you must be willing to pay. Let me tell you a story about someone who learned this lesson the hard way. Ethan was an ordinary man living an ordinary life. He had a steady job, a comfortable apartment, and a predictable routine. But deep down, Ethan knew he was capable of more. He dreamed of starting his own business, of creating something meaningful. But every time he thought about the risks, the long hours, the potential failures, the sacrifices, he convinced himself it wasn't the right time. Comfort had trapped him in a cycle of inaction. One day, everything changed. Ethan attended a seminar where the speaker posed a question that struck him like lightning. Are you willing to stay uncomfortable long enough to change your life? Ethan couldn't shake those words. That night, he stared at himself in the mirror, grappling with the uncomfortable truth. He wasn't stuck because of circumstances. He was stuck because he had chosen comfort over growth. The next morning, Ethan made a decision. He would embrace discomfort, no matter how difficult, until he achieved the life he knew he deserved. He started small, pushing himself to wake up an hour earlier to work on his business idea. The mornings were brutal. He missed the warmth of his bed and the ease of his old routine, but he pressed on. Then came the bigger challenges. Pitching his idea to investors, facing rejection, and stepping into leadership roles he didn't feel ready for. Every step was uncomfortable, and at times the weight of doubt and fear threatened to crush him. But Ethan didn't back down. Each time discomfort reared its head, he reminded himself, this is where growth happens. This is where success is forged. Months turned into years, and Ethan's life transformed. He built a thriving business, one that not only fulfilled his dreams, but also inspired others to pursue their own. But here's the most profound part of Ethan's story. It wasn't the external success that mattered most. It was the internal transformation. By embracing discomfort, Ethan became resilient, confident, and unshakable. A man who no longer feared the unknown, but welcomed it. This is the power of embracing discomfort. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. Now, let me ask you, what are you avoiding because it's uncomfortable? Is it a conversation you've been putting off? A risk you're afraid to take? A dream you've convinced yourself is out of reach? Whatever it is, that discomfort is the door to your next level. It is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Embracing discomfort requires a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing it as something to fear, see it as a challenge to conquer. Every time you step into discomfort, you're building a mental muscle, strengthening your ability to face adversity. Whether it's starting a difficult task, pushing through a workout, or putting yourself in unfamiliar situations, discomfort is your training ground. Take cold showers, speak up in meetings, say yes to opportunities that terrify you. These may seem like small acts, but they compound over time, transforming you into a person who doesn't shy away from challenges, but runs toward them. The world belongs to those who are willing to be uncomfortable. Think of every great achievement in history. None of it came from a place of ease. From athletes breaking records to entrepreneurs revolutionizing industries, their success stories are written in moments of pain, struggle, and uncertainty. But here's the beauty of discomfort. It is temporary. The pain of pushing yourself lasts only a moment, but the growth, the lessons, and the rewards stay with you forever. On the other hand, the regret of staying in your comfort zone lingers far longer. Ask yourself, do I want temporary discomfort or a lifetime of mediocrity? The choice is yours. Imagine the life you could create if you embraced discomfort today. Picture the goals you could achieve, the strength you could build, the person you could become. This isn't a hypothetical. It's a reality waiting for you to claim it. But it requires action. It requires you to step into the discomfort, to face the fear, and to push forward when every part of you wants to retreat. So, the next time discomfort shows up, don't run. Welcome it. Thank it, because it is a sign that you're on the edge of something extraordinary. Embrace it with everything you have, and I promise you, the rewards will be worth it. Your comfort zone may feel safe, but nothing grows there. Growth happens in the fire of discomfort. That's where you forge your strength, your resilience, and your destiny. It's time to stop playing small. It's time to embrace discomfort and claim the life you were meant to live. Now go. Face the hard thing. Take the bold step, and don't look back. The future is waiting. We have more interesting videos about Stoicism and the way of life. If you want to watch a video about 7 Stoic principles that changed my life in just one day, please click link above in the video. If you like the video or you don't want to miss further videos about Stoicism, please subscribe. Habit number 7. Teach what you learn. Knowledge is not meant to be hoarded. It is meant to be shared. The act of teaching what you learn is not just a noble gesture. It is the ultimate strategy for mastery, impact, and personal growth. If you want to solidify your understanding, inspire others, and leave a lasting legacy, then you must teach. Teaching transforms mere information into wisdom and sparks a chain reaction of growth that reaches far beyond yourself. Let me share with you a story that encapsulates the transformative power of this habit. Sophia was a young woman brimming with potential, but riddled with self-doubt. She had recently started a new job in a competitive industry and felt overwhelmed by the knowledge gap between herself and her peers. Every day was a struggle. Endless hours of studying, late nights of preparation, and a constant voice in her head saying she wasn't good enough. One day, a colleague approached Sophia with a question. They had noticed her dedication and thought she might have insights into a project they were struggling with. Sophia's first instinct was to decline, fearing she wasn't qualified to help. But something in her shifted. She decided to take the leap. She walked them through what she knew, breaking down the concepts and guiding them step by step. To her surprise, her colleague not only understood, but thanked her for clarifying something they'd been stuck on for weeks. That moment changed everything for Sophia. She realized that by teaching, she wasn't just helping others, she was helping herself. Explaining concepts forced her to organize her thoughts, identify gaps in her understanding, and reinforce what she had learned. Teaching became her superpower. Sophia began volunteering to mentor new hires and lead training sessions. Each time she taught, her confidence grew. The knowledge she once struggled to grasp became second nature, and her reputation as a leader flourished. By sharing what she learned, she didn't just keep up with her peers, she surpassed them. This is the transformative power of teaching. It is a feedback loop of growth. When you teach, you gain clarity. When you teach, you inspire trust. When you teach, you elevate yourself and those around you. But let's be clear. Teaching is not always easy. It requires courage, humility, and a willingness to be vulnerable. You will make mistakes. You will face questions you don't know how to answer. And that's the point. Teaching pushes you to confront your limitations and rise above them. It is a crucible of growth. There's a profound urgency to this habit. The world is evolving faster than ever, and the demand for knowledge and leadership is immense. If you wait until you feel ready to teach, you will miss countless opportunities to make an impact. The time to step up is now. Teaching doesn't mean you have to stand in front of a classroom or lead a seminar. It can be as simple as mentoring a friend, sharing insights in a team meeting, or writing a blog post about something you've learned. The medium doesn't matter. It's the act of sharing that counts. Think about the ripple effect you can create. By teaching, you empower others to grow, and they, in turn, can teach what they've learned. One conversation, one lesson, one piece of advice can spark a chain reaction that changes lives. That is the kind of impact you are capable of making. Teaching also reinforces the principle of accountability. When you commit to teaching, you hold yourself to a higher standard. You are compelled to stay sharp, to continue learning, and to practice what you preach. This habit keeps you grounded in the cycle of growth and prevents complacency. Now let's address the deeper emotional pull of this habit. Imagine the person you once were, the struggles, the confusion, the questions you desperately needed answers to. By teaching, you become the person you once needed. You become a beacon of hope and guidance for others who are walking the path you once walked. There is no greater gift you can give than the gift of understanding. Teaching is not just about sharing knowledge. It's about building relationships. It's about connecting with others on a deeper level, showing them that they are seen, heard, and supported. It's about creating a legacy that extends far beyond your own life. So where do you begin? Start today. Reflect on what you've learned, whether it's a skill, a lesson, or a perspective, and think about how you can share it. Embrace the challenges of teaching as opportunities to grow. And remember, you don't need to be an expert to make a difference. You just need to be willing to take the first step. The habit of teaching what you learn will transform your life and the lives of those around you. It will sharpen your mind, deepen your connections, and amplify your impact. Don't wait. The world needs what you have to offer, and there is no time to waste. Step into your role as a teacher, a leader, and a catalyst for change. The future is waiting for you to lead it. Till the next time, stay strong and live wisely.